Pleasure to have them both here. Sue's an attorney working in San Francisco, lives in Richmond. Originally from North Carolina, is that correct?
No, actually, I'm from New York, but I lived in North Carolina.
Okay.
I joined Rotary in North Carolina.
Yeah, so she started Rotary,
Yeah.
her Rotary career, and moved up. And does a lot of great things, and glad she's here and can talk to us about a lot of different things. You probably saw my brief summary in the agenda, and she'll talk to us about that, membership, etc. So Sue, it's a pleasure having you here. If you want to come on up.
Thank you. So, thanks, that's great. So, I apologize, you know, I do have a little bio that I prepared, and usually the Assistant Governor, Tony, would be the one who would stand up and talk about me. So
I can still do that if you like.
You could do that, sure. But it's great to be here, and I think what is particularly nice is that I had the opportunity to do the installation. So, and that was now three months ago. So there's a continuity, and that's really nice. I enjoy the installations, and also it's nice to see the president as they're just starting to be at the helm of their club. So I'm just going to put that down. This is so good morning, and again, it's really nice to be here. I was with some of you last night at dinner at Bistro, and thank you very much. That was delicious, and that was a lot of fun. Had a chance to talk with people. And it's very nice to have somebody who's here from the Philippines, because I know from my different international assembly and other things, I've met such a huge Rotary membership in the Philippines. And what I also know is, my theme this year is nautical, because my husband and I are sailors. And I think I've given a lot of you pins. If you don't have a pin, maybe one or two, if you don't have a pin, I will give you a pin. But I know that in the Philippines there's a yachting fellowship. Do you know that? And it's very big. It's huge.
It's good.
Yeah, it's a lot of boating enthusiasts in the Philippines. So I chose this theme of chart your course because I think that with clubs, it's really what you need to do. You know, at the beginning of the year, decide kind of where you're going, and with your president at the helm, of course, being the leader for that year. Without knowing where you're going, you basically don't go anywhere, and the boat just keeps going around and around. And so the metaphor of using sailing and charting the course, and also thinking of the members of the club as really the crew. Have people been on sailboats? Okay, so you know what that's about, even if you didn't actually crew, but you just were there. And so, as you know, on a sailboat, sometimes the wind changes, and this quote about we cannot cause the wind to blow the way we want it to, but we can adjust our sails to take us where we want to go. So it's really key for members, for the club, to have some kind of direction, to know where they're going. I want to remind you that the purpose of our district, and me in my role as district governor, is to support the clubs. That is really the role. It's not to come here and tell you what to do and what you should be doing and all that, but to certainly give you, if there are questions, and we'll talk about a variety of things, to let you know some options. And obviously, because I have been in training for this for 3 years, and also have the opportunity to go to different clubs, and I've had an opportunity to meet with district governors from many districts, and also from around the world. So I've seen the big picture, and therefore I'm happy to be able to support you all in whatever way I can. The theme this year for Rotary International, that's President Mark Maloney, is Rotary Connects the World. And you have your banner, and that's what that says. So the idea is that that Rotary truly connects the world through all the different activities, and the fact that there are 35,000 clubs and 1.3 million people. I mean, that's got to wrap your head around 35,000 clubs, and they're all over. I mean, they're in the remotest places, they're in big cities, all over the place. And it was very interesting when I went to there was an international assembly in January. The incoming district governor goes to that. And there were 535 incoming district governors from around the world. And it's quite something. So, I mean, I met people, we did some morning walks, and there was somebody from Zambia, somebody from Italy, somebody from Brazil, and, you just have an opportunity to talk with people about what's going on. And, it's interesting to share in terms of, the challenges that clubs have, and also hear about all the good in the projects that, that are being done. So the theme, Rotary Connects the World, that is the RI theme. That is our theme. I didn't change the theme. I'm using Chart the Course just as a kind of a working, metaphor to motivate members. But Rotary Connects the World is a good theme. It's good enough for RI. It's good enough for, I think, for all of us. And I know that through all the work that Rotary does, certainly around the world, but also in the community, you do feel a connection. And it is an amazing thing. How many of you have ever gone to another club, like outside of, outside of District 5150? All right, so you know what that feels like. I mean, hopefully it was a positive experience when you walk into a room and, and people, oh, you're a Rotarian, and right away you're accepted and welcomed. And that's very special. That's very special. The vision statement for Rotary, and you may have heard this before, but this is the vision statement, and it's a new vision statement the last couple of years, but I think it really says it all. That it says that together we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. So there's a recognition that Rotarians do take action. I mean, you obviously know that, you do that. But also around the world, in our communities, but also in ourselves. Because the reality, I think, is that if one does think back, and I realize here we have people who have been in Rotary a while and others who joined, more recently. Why did you join Rotary? If we go around the room, why did you join Rotary?
To make a difference. I just want to give back both to my community and, serve in other ways. I think the international aspect of it was the most appealing to me, to do. My church does mission trips. I think Rotary, there were opportunities there as well.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's very well said. I mean, that's kind of the service aspect of Rotary. And so that is why people join. So I joined. My first experience, I suppose when it was really a moving experience that I had was when I joined Rotary in North Carolina. So that's eastern part of the state. It's a small town. I mean, maybe there are 10,000 people in the area. But and I remember that it actually happened in a shoe store because my club then had a project, and the project was to give shoes to kids who are in the lower economic level, and this was a very poor area of North Carolina. And I remember being in that shoe store, we waited for the kids to come in, his little boy comes into the store, and they were like fourth graders, and very shy. They came in with their school, and our job, the Rotarians were there to help them pick out shoes. So he comes in, he's very shy and, going around, and finally he picks out a red pair of sneakers. They're all sneakers. And his face just lit up when I said to him, yes, these are yours, you could take them home. And, he was used to having hand-me-downs, and I don't think he ever had his own new pair of shoes. And I realized that, it seemed like a very small thing, but, on that day, that child, and from a child's point of view, remember back, having your own pair of shoes is really a big thing. So that was, again, a small thing, but I realized in a community where I was, because it was a poor community, and having that, that ability, our Rotary Club, to do that for that child and others also, it was quite something. So I think having the local community impact and the global impact, I mean, that is certainly why Rotarians join. And again, keep this in mind when you're thinking about, with membership. Why would somebody join? Why would somebody join? Another reason is people join because of fellowship. And that's the main reason probably why you stay in the club, right? I mean, if you don't like the people, I mean, leave. There's no reason to stick around. But that's really a key thing. And I can, the first time I came here, I mean, I could feel, I know your club is small, but I could feel that people are really drawn in to each other, and there's an energy among you, which is really nice. So meeting new people, developing, lasting friendships. I know some of you have known each other for a long time, and then having fun. I mean, that is very much a big part of this. We want people to enjoy it. Social eating like last night was fun. We were, talking, eating, drinking a little bit, but I mean, it was very, very nice. And that comes back to those connections. Rotary connects. The world is the connections. Very unique. Very unique. If you think about how we meet people, how do we usually meet people? At work, right? At work, or then if you're involved with a church or temple, or you meet people that way. Certain time in your life, you have children, you maybe meet them through the schools, other people that way. Then you go on, and then the kids grow up. Maybe you continue going to church, but maybe it's just more services, not so much. Not all of them offer other activities. And how do you meet new people? Often it's just you keep meeting the same people again and again. Just a little circle of friends. So I think with Rotary it gives you an opportunity to meet people from different backgrounds. In Rotary we're apolitical. We don't. It's not sectarian. So you have people from different backgrounds who come together, and that's quite a remarkable. That was quite remarkable to have an organization like that people could just enjoy each other for who they are and what they want to do together. The value system. So that's a really big thing. And then the other reason is people do find for kind of a philanthropy. There's this stage where people say, "Gee, I want to give to a charity. I have enough money. My kids will have enough money. I want to give to a charity." And the Rotary Foundation is a very financially sound charity. It's top-rated Charity Navigator, which is the organization that rates the fundraising, and it's top in all the categories in terms of management, the percent that goes to I suppose operational expenses and all that. So that's also a reason why people, particularly once people I think are involved with Rotary and they see the value of it. They see the value of the organization, and then they see, donating to this, because also it's something that will continue. I mean, when we're not here, that there's still that positive impact going on in the world. You could donate somewhere else, but money might just end there. With this is going to be used to do positive things in the world. So let me talk about 2019, 2020. I think I know Rob knows about some of this already, but so my focus this year is community service. Kind of each year, I suppose the district governor picks something to kind of focus on, and I decided about community service. The reason is that I think community service is a kind of an imperative with regard to getting members. Because if clubs, and we do have clubs in our district, they vary in terms of how much community service they do. There are some clubs that do a lot. There are some clubs that do just about none, I would say. And the thing is, it's not. The problem is if somebody comes to your club, comes to a club, what are you selling them? We have a great group of people, we have great meetings, but again, keep in mind, the main reason people will join is service. So that's where you want to have a path of words for that. And it's not so much having, 50, one a week is not by any means, but is having some community service that is meaningful. I also feel that people live their life, even if you travel, you live your life in your community. I mean, that's what it is. And I'm for having kind of your day-to-day life should be one that you enjoy, because again, that's where we are every day. So, so one of the projects, did you do the community service grant? What was yours again?
We're going to work with the Mateo Park Elementary School in Operation School Bill to help purchase the shoes. In this case, is for sweatshirts, because they have children, because it's a Title I elementary school, and they take the children over, and Operation School Bill helps clothe them. And one of the things with the weather getting colder is they can use sweatshirts. So we're going to purchase 2 dozen sweatshirts and go over there and help clothe.
Oh, that's very good. Right. The reason I don't know about all of them is that, so a community service chair for the district, who's Vanita Louie, she was not doing all, the deadline just ended, so she was going to collect them all. So, so that's good to hear. I'm really glad. That's a great project, and that was new, right? So through doing these $300 grants, it was to encourage clubs to find a new need in the community, because a lot of times people do the same ones, which is fine, but there's some new need, and I think that's terrific, and also gives some exposure to there at that school as well. And also, hopefully, we'll get people, to participate and actually go and do that. That's great. So that the community service. The other thing is this. Moving ahead on that is, the second thing was with community services. I offered with the clubs to participate in community service projects rather than or in conjunction with speaking to the clubs. And again, I have done that, I've gone to pancake breakfast, I packed items for troops overseas, just a variety of things. So I'm still happy to join in any project that you have. But again, that's to encourage. Another thing is club and membership, flexibility and growth. The word from RI is that flexibility is key because the people's changing schedules. A club can decide they want to have a morning meeting, they want to have an evening meeting, they only want to have 2 meetings a month. It's not necessary, there's no requirement to have 4 meetings a month. You may have 2 meetings, one could be a meeting, one could be community service. Again, it's up to the clubs, whatever, but there is that recognition that we need to change, because as we all know, the workforce has changed. Rotary Foundation, we're going to continue focusing on that. With regard to giving and district designated funds, everyone probably knows about that because you get the certain % back. This is unique in our district. In a lot of districts, what happens is that the money all comes back to the district, and then the district, if your club wants money, you have to apply to the district. We do it differently here. If your club, of the total money that we get back, let's say it's 10%, you will get back 10%. That's your allocation to do whatever you want with your club. So that's very different than other places. We just think it's a fair way. The Polio campaign, remember that's a 2-to-1 match. So you give $1, you get 3. That's the Melinda Gates Foundation. We just did a district end polio event last Saturday. It was a cycling, 35-mile bicycle ride, and also hiking with different trails in Point Reyes. And all that money will go to the polio campaign, and then it will be matched. Continuing with the International Service Global Grants, and we have some trainings I'll mention in a minute on that. And then Rotaract, or Rotary Youth Exchange, we right now have 6 youth exchange students. You know this, inbound from other countries, right in our district. They arrived about a month ago, and it's Half Moon Bay Club, and one other is sponsoring them, Mill Valley, and then one other club, I can't remember right now. So there's 6 students, clubs will sponsor that, and then the host families can be Rotarians or non-Rotarians. But these are kids that have come in to our district, and I'm encouraging them to get out and participate with community service with other clubs, and we're trying to get that organized. So, but that would be a nice thing, you know. And Mary Rogren, do you know Mary? She's the one who's in charge of that.
The name's familiar, don't you?
Yeah, so she's in charge of that. So let me just move ahead. So, well, I think you know that one of my functions as district governor is to ensure that Rotarians in the district have an opportunity to learn more about Rotary. If a new member comes in and they never learn anything about Rotary, they don't have the depth of understanding about the advantages of the organization and all. So we do have different sessions that are going on. The one on October 19th. So these are also user-friendly for you all because you're in San Mateo County. So this one, and I have some information. This one, October 19th, is combined membership, foundation, and public image. And the thought is here, those are really the three essential elements of Rotary. Rather than talking about membership and then public image, which is kind of branding what the public knows about Rotary, and then also foundation, we want to bring them all together. And so it's one day. I mean, it's a little bit of a longer day, but it doesn't require going like 3 different times. And also it gives more of an understanding of the relationship between those three. And then for the international, you can see, and that's going to be offered twice. So one down here, one up in Marin, and then international service and global grants. And again, the one in Pacifica. I mean, it's how close. It's so close to you all. So I do encourage you to attend those. Again, what I see in some of the clubs where they bring in people, and I realize you're trying to focus on that, when they bring in people and they don't really know much about Rotary, the stickiness, they after a year they leave because they don't really have an understanding of Rotary and what, all the different aspects of it. One fun thing that's coming up is that we're having a Rotary Foundation event. And every year, there's a big event annual for the foundation. The purpose of this is to celebrate the foundation, to also give you an opportunity to hear from somebody who has benefited from the foundation, so people have an understanding that it's not a question of just giving money, but there's some people who actually benefit and we support them. And then also it's an opportunity, we'll have some other kind of silent auction items to raise money for the foundation. So on my visits, I'm not asking now to give to the foundation because I want to focus on the event and hope that in coming there people will have an opportunity to do that, and I have some flyers on that. I really would appreciate your coming and to supporting this. It's in Glory for Our. I also picked something I thought that, have any of you been to Glory for Our Winery?
I got married there.
Oh my God.
Really?
You know how nice it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
All right.
Not the
That's,
same sense?
It has not.
that's great. Anyway, that's great. So I wanted to have a venue that people maybe have not gone to, so that it's like a different, rather than going to some place that you all know, it's an opportunity to go somewhere, have fun. And also there is, and I realize from here, I mean, I kind of drove this last night, so it's not a big deal, but people feel differently about driving. There is a block of rooms in a hotel that's nearby, so if you want to do that, you can stay also. But it would be really great if you came to that. I'd really appreciate that. You could sign up now. Yeah, the whole bunch there. You could sign up now. Yeah.
Who's speaking?
Her name is Lorena Rodriguez, and she was a Peace Fellow. Yeah. And so she'll talk about what what she has done. And her talk now, I think, is really timely in terms of what's going on in the world. So,
Yes, please.
yeah, so sign up now. The other thing is sort of in the nautical theme, and also giving everyone an opportunity to do something maybe they wouldn't do, since you're just kind of broaden one's view of things, is our district conference is a cruise. And it is May 5th to 9th. It leaves right from San Francisco to make it convenient. We'll, under the Golden Gate Bridge, we'll all take a big picture. And it goes up to Vancouver. So it's a Tuesday to Saturday, and, we welcome families and, everyone. It's a type of activity anyone could do because of the, being on the ship. It's the Grand Princess. It's a really nice ship. And any of you cruisers, people cruise?
Yeah.
You cruise? Great. All right. So and those who haven't, this is the opportunity to come do it for the first time, and you'll be with friends. So that'll also be fun. And so basically on that we will have some Rotary activities, but there'll be time to just enjoy yourself as well.
Hey, John, you get a makeup.
Yeah, that's good. And there is a registration price, which has actually stayed the same. One thing right now, I want to say, if you're going to, hopefully you'll do this, right now to the end of the year, there's a promotion, so the first person is full price, and then the next person is 50%. So that's a good thing, to sign up sooner rather than later, or at least get the cruise online, to do that. So my view of Rotary and what we do is that, individually we're a drop of water, but together we are an ocean. And, I think that the power of Rotary, the impact of so many people coming together is really the unique aspect of Rotary, together with the fact that anyone in this room who has a project or something that they are inspired and passionate about, they can do it. They have a lot of, they can get support and they can do it. And we've seen that with people in our district who have started projects and gotten global grants. So that is very unique about Rotary. So with that, I will ask you if you have, I know we're kind of right at the time here, if you have any questions, comments? Yes, Mike. Yeah.
So you've gone to a number of the clubs.
Yeah.
Now there's 45,
Yeah.
right? So what do you see as the trend in terms of clubs? Because, I've been in Rotary a long time, and so you kind of see things kind of shifting. The problems with membership, aging out of clubs, the older style of a club where they have, you got to go 4 meetings every time, 4 meetings a month, and they always have a speaker, and they always have this. So what do you see as the trend now for the clubs that are thriving and the clubs that are not?
I think that what I see, this is general, is the clubs that are, we'll talk about membership because that's a key thing. They are trying to, well, first of all, they have a plan, and you have to have a plan with membership, and somebody who's kind of driving it. Who's the membership chair? Is that?
Sylvia.
Oh, Sylvia. Okay. So, but I think they do have a flexibility. They are sometimes changing maybe one meeting, a different time, and then also in some cases maybe fewer meetings as well. But they all are trying to focus on the service aspect of it too. They have down kind of what is it when somebody comes, are you trying to promote? Now what's interesting is San Francisco #2 club, that's been around. I understand one time there was like 400 people in that club, and now it's down. So they went down, and then what they had to do is they had to kind of reinvent themselves because it was a very traditional club. I mean, they're downtown, they're lunchtime, very traditional. So they kind of changed it up, either in terms of kind of the rhythm of what goes on in the club, and then what they do is on membership, reaching out. They have a plan of getting members. They'll even have something that, we'll get together at somebody's house, that type of thing. So I think, you're on the right track of doing this, a social where you want people to bring people. The question is, being clear about who you're targeting. But flexibility is a big thing, but it will vary, from community. Our communities are so different. Even though we're all the Bay Area, downtown San Francisco is different. So, but even in San Francisco, you have the San Francisco Evening Club, which is the young club, 20s, 30s, 40s. They have their own challenges of holding on to people because at that age, they go to graduate school, they start having kids, and then and some of them come in and they don't really know about Rotary, and they think it's just,
Party.
Party. Which is okay, but they need to know a little bit about Rotary, I mean, distinguish it.
They're focused on the fun part.
Yeah, the fun, they go right to the fun. So I think the flexibility, but really trying to think about what your community is. I mean, that's what, and I think that's what in San Francisco they did. And they have actually gotten, I'll say younger member, but they've gotten, actually each generation, kind of have it balanced. So that, but they did it with thought and consciousness. Yeah, I think that's a thing. And also I think people take the opportunity when they meet people to talk about Rotary. That's another thing.
Okay.
Yeah, no magic bullet, but I think that's what is a consciousness about it.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's ongoing. It's ongoing. It's not just we make a decision, but keep checking back to do it. I think I know we're at time. You have to think about with the club. Why is it important for your club to exist? If you maybe that sounds existential, but why? I mean, I was hooked to Mill Valley Club, and you might say you're familiar with Mill, was in Marin, Mill Valley. I mean, they had their numbers have actually gone down, and it would be a shame not to have any club in Mill Valley, because Mill Valley, is a central part of Marin. So, they have to try to appeal to the people who are living there, commuting, and also, but it would be a shame not to have that club. Just like here, it would, we don't not want this club to. Why do you want this club to exist? So it's a little brainstorming, just a session like that. So that's about all I have. Any other questions besides Mike's?
So I
Yes.
have a quick question.
Yeah.
So what is our growth trend in the district?
Well, actually, so right now, a good question. So we're actually, right now we're up, it's slow increments. I think we have since July, we have an increase of about 15. Yeah, 15. So that's good. That's good. And I know there are some clubs that have people in the pipeline. So that's a good thing. Also remember, part of the district, we do have community, the different chairs. You can come and speak. I don't know if you've reached out to anyone, Vinita for community service, Ron Jen is membership.
We've talked about it, we haven't done it yet.
Yeah, I mean, that would be fine.
In November, the foundation, past district governors coming to talk about foundation.
Jane is, good, yeah. So reach out. I mean, with Ron also, if there's something particular you want to talk about with membership, kind of focus what that might be. So.
I did reach out to him, I don't know, a few months ago, and he got right back to me. And then we had a conflict, and so we had to just tell him we're going to reschedule, and we just haven't put it back.
Yeah, good, okay.
He's been very responsive.
Good, but that's good to know, because with the chairs, I mean, I know, they all know, but, it's about getting out there, supporting the clubs, but, we don't want to force anyone on you all, so that would be great. Any other questions? All right. One thing I did bring, and I'm going to leave it with you, Rob, is I did the fundraising analysis. I was going to go with the board, but you could just share this.
Okay.
Because it's interesting to see, it's over a period of time, what, the contributions to the Rotary Foundation. So I thank you very much. It's a pleasure being here with you all. And we'll come back and join you with some activity.
Absolutely.